Hi everyone, welcome to my Max Academy. In this video, we'll continue with the chapter Coordinate Geometry from your 10th standard CBSE Mathematics, chapter 7, and we shall continue with exercise 7.4 in page number 171, problem number 5 in your textbook. I'll read the problem 5. The class 10 students of a secondary school in Krishinagar have been allotted a rectangular plot of land for their gardening activity. Saplings of gulmohar are planted on the boundary at a distance of 1 meter from each other. 1 meter from each other. These are the saplings of gulmohar. There is a triangular grassy lawn in the plot as shown in this figure. So this is the grassy lawn. The students are to sow seeds of flowering plots on the remaining area of the plot. On the remaining area of the plot. Now taking A as the origin, taking this A as the origin, find the coordinate of the vertices of this triangle. We need to find the coordinate of vertices of this triangle. And what will be the coordinate of the vertices of this triangle PQR if we take C as the origin? That is the second question. And also calculate the area of triangle PQR in each cases. So we must find the area of the triangle PQR. Suppose if you take A as the origin, what is the area of PQR? And if you take C as the origin, what is the area of the triangle PQR? So solution is we will take A as the origin. Let A be the origin. If A is the origin, this will be treated as the x-axis. This will be treated as the y-axis. So the point P will be, what will be the point P if you take this as the origin? So this is 0, 0. So 0, 0. So we take 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Point Q is 4. Point P. So point P is 4. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it is at the position of 4, 6. 4 from the 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Then this is 6. This point is 4, 6. And our point Q will be 1, 2, 3. 3. 1, 2. So 3, 2. The position of point Q is this 1, 2, 3. This is 3 and this is 1, 2. So this is 3 and then 2. We go 3 and then 2. So this point is 3, 2. And our R is, will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 is here. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So which is 6, 5. So these are the coordinates of the point PQR. So P is 4, 6. Q is 3, 2. And R will be 6, 5 if you take A as the origin. A as the origin means 0, 0. A is 0, 0. Then what is the area of the triangle? We need to find the area of the triangle PQR. Now area of triangle PQR, and the formula for area of the triangle is, that is equal to half of x1 into y1, y2 minus y3 plus x2 into y3 minus y1 plus x3 into y1 minus y2. Right? So this is the formula to find the area of the triangle if three vertices are given. So that is equal to, now if you take this as x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3. Now if you substitute in this formula, so 1 by 2 of x1, x1 is 4, into y2 minus y3, y2 is 2, minus y3 is 5, y2 minus y3, plus x2, x2 is 3, into y3, y3 is 5, minus y1, y1 is 6, plus x3, x3 is 6, into y1 minus y2, y1 is 6, y2 is minus 2. Fine. So now if you simplify, you get 4 into 2 minus 3 plus 3 into minus 1 plus 6 into 6 minus 2 is 4. So what we get finally 1 by 2 of 12 minus 3 plus 24, 1 by 2 of this. So that gives you, that is equal to, so area of triangle PQR. Area of triangle PQR is equal to 1 by 2 of, so 12 minus 3, minus 12 minus 3, minus 15 plus 24 is 9. So 9. So answer is 9 by 2. So it is 9 by 2 square units. That is the area of the triangle PQR. If you take A as the origin. So if you take A as the origin, then the area of the triangle PQR is 9 by 2 square units. Okay. Now suppose if we consider C as the origin. Second case is if C is the origin, point C is the origin, which means 0 comma 0, then what will be the, suppose if I take C as the origin, this is 0 comma 0, this is 0 comma 0, then what would happen to the vertices of PQR? Now P will be what? Now this will be the negative side of x-axis. So this will be negative x-axis, this will be negative y-axis. Right? So x-axis, y-axis. Fine. So they will be negative because if you take this as the origin. Now let's calculate what is the coordinate of P. P will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 on the negative side of x-axis. So minus 12, comma, this point is 1, comma 2. This is 1, 2. So this is 12, this is 2. Both are negative. So negative 12, negative 2. So minus 12, comma, minus 2. That is your P. Then our Q will be, so this is 12. Then next one is 13. 13 and this point will be 1, comma 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it will be minus 13, comma, minus 6. Minus 13, comma, minus 6. Why we are putting negative? Because this is your negative side of x-axis and this is your negative side of y-axis. It's going down. Fine. Now let's take the point R. We have to find the coordinate of R. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 and this is 1, 2, 3. So this is minus 10, comma, minus 3. Minus 10, comma, minus 3. So that is your, so this is 13. That is your point R. Minus 10, comma, minus 3. Now we have to find the area of the triangle PQR. Now what is the area of the triangle PQR? Area of triangle PQR. Again we will substitute the area of the triangle formula. That is half of x1 into y2 minus y3 plus x2 into y3 minus y1 plus x3 into y1 minus y2. Fine. So that is equal to 1 by 2 of x1. So we'll take this as, now these are the three vertices of triangle PQR if we consider C as the origin. So we take this as x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3. So that becomes 1 by 2 of x1. x1 is minus 12 into y2 minus y3. y2 is minus 6 minus y3 is minus 3. So minus of minus 3 into plus x2. x2 is minus 13. x2 is minus 13 of y3. y3 is minus 3 minus y1. y1 is minus 2. Right? So x2 is minus 13 into y3. y3 is minus 3 minus y1 is minus 2 plus x3. x3 is minus 10 into y1 minus y2. y1 is minus 2 minus y2 is minus 6. Minus of minus 6. Fine. Sorry, I'm too close to the board. So this is minus 2 minus of minus 6. Minus of minus 6 because y1 is minus 2, y2 is minus 6. And then the bracket is closed. So that becomes 1 by 2 of, now minus 12. This is minus 6 plus 3. That is minus 3. Minus 13 into, this is minus 3 plus 2 is minus 1. Minus 10 into, this is minus 2 plus 6 is 4. So that finally becomes 1 by 2 of, this is 36 plus 13 into 1 is 13 minus 40. Minus 40. So that becomes 1 by 2 of 36 plus 13 is 49 minus 40 is 9. So what we get? We got 9 by 2 square units. That is the area of the triangle PQR. So what we observe, area of the triangle doesn't change with respect to whether we take A as the origin or C as the origin. Area of the triangle remains the same, which is 9 by 2 square units. If we take A as the origin and these are the coordinates of PQR, and if we take C as the origin, then these are the coordinates of the point PQR. So both the cases we get the area as 9 by 2 square units, 9 by 2 square units, which means the area of the triangle remains the same. It doesn't change. Obviously, the area of the triangle cannot change because it's the same triangle, though we are taking the reference of origin as A in the first case and C in the second case, right? So this is the answer. So you can pause the video and take the notes. So what do we observe? We can say that the area of PQR, triangle PQR, remains the same. Remains the same. So whichever way we calculate area of the triangle, right? Area of this is of area of triangle PQR remains the same. Right? So all of you can pause the video, take the notes. I'll go to this next problem. This is problem number 6. So sixth question is what we have is, so we have the vertices of triangle ABC. Vertices of triangle ABC is, so we have triangle A, which is 4, 6, doing the sixth question, and B is 1, 5. Suppose if I take this as B, 1, 5, and C is 7, 2. C is 7, 2. So 4, 6, 1, 5, 7, 2. So what it says is calculate. So these are the three vertices of the triangle, and a line is drawn to intersect the sides AB and AC. So a line is drawn to in the ratio AD by AB equal to. So there is a line that is drawn. Suppose this is D, this is E. D respectively, such that AD by AB is equal to AE by AC is equal to 1 by 4. Calculate the area of triangle ADE and compare it with the area of that full triangle ABC. Recall theorem 6.2 and 6.6. What it says? Recall theorem 6.2 and 6.6. Fine. So now what it is given? So given is AD by AB is equal to AE. So this is C. AE by AC, that is equal to 1 by 4. The ratio is 1 by 4, and we need to find the area of this triangle ADE. We need to find the area of the triangle ADE, and then we have to compare this area of the triangle ADE with the area of the full triangle. Fine. Now to find the area of the triangle ADE, we must know the coordinate of D and E. If we know the vertices of D and E, then we can find the area of the triangle ADE. Now we need to find the coordinates of D and E, and we know AD by DB is equal to AE by AC equal to 1 by 4. So which means this is 1, the ratio is 1, means this full length is 4. So therefore this ratio should be 3, BD should be 3, because AD by AB is 1 by 4, AD by, so this is AD1, this is 1, and this full is 4, so this has to be 3. So this means your D divides AB in the ratio 1:3. If AD by AB is 1 by 4, means what? Your AD by DB will be 1:3, because this is 1 AD and AB is full, that is 4, which means this has to be 3. If this is 1, this is 3, then only we can say the full length is 4. So the ratio is 1:4, which means 1:3, which means your D divides AB line segment in the ratio 1:3. So similarly, we can say E divides in the ratio 1:3, because that is also AE by AC, full is 4. The same logic. So now we know the ratio. So we get AD by DB is equal to AE by EC is equal to 1 by 3. What is the ratio? 1 by 3. So AD by DB will be, this is 1, this is 3, this is also 1, this is 3. That's why AD by full AB will become 1 by 4. So you have to be careful. So here AB, we are not putting AB again, putting DB, and here it is AC by EC. So which means we say that the point divides. You have to find the coordinate of D and E. So we'll go with D divides the point D, divides AB in the ratio 1:3. D divides AB in the ratio 1:3. The ratio 1:3. So now, by section formula, we can find the coordinate of D by section formula. So section formula gives us the coordinate D as m2 m1 x2 plus m2 x1 by m1 plus m2, comma m1 y2 plus m2 y1 by m1 plus m2. So this is the coordinate of point D given by the section formula if it divides in the ratio m1 is to m2, and this is your x1 y1, this is your x2 y2. Now let's calculate the coordinate of D using the section formula. So what will be the coordinate of D? So the coordinate of D will be, so D is the D of, you have to substitute in this formula, m1 x2. So m1 is 1. So 1 into, right, m1 is 1 into x2. This is x2, x2 is 1. So 1 into 1 plus m2, m2 is 3 into x1, x1 is 4 by 1 plus 3, comma m1 y2, m1 is 1 into y2, y2 is 5. So 1 into 5 plus m2 is 3 into y1, y1 is 6 by m plus n, 1 plus 3. So that gives you a D as 1 plus 3 4s are 12 by 4, comma this is 5 1s are 5 plus 3 6 are 18 by 4. So your D becomes 13 by 4, comma 23 by 4. So this is the coordinate of the point D. The coordinate of the point D. So we have found D now. Now if you find E, and if you know all the three vertices A, B and E, then we can find the area of the triangle using the formula that we have to find the area of the triangle. So now we should find the coordinate E. So E is what? So C divides. So E divides AC. So E divides the line segment AC in the ratio 1:3. The ratio 1:3. So now what we have? So we have by section formula E is, again we'll apply the same formula, m1 x2 plus m3. We'll apply the same formula here. So I'm not writing the formula again. We'll apply. So this is m1, this is m2, this is m1, this is m2. So m1 is 1, this is m1, this is m2. m1 is 1, m2 is 3, then this is x1 y1. We'll take this as x2 y2. We'll apply the section formula for this. So E will be m1 is, this is same formula, m1 is 1 into x2 is 7 plus, right, m2 is 3 into x1 is 4 by 1 plus 3, comma, right. So m1 x2 plus m2 x1 by m plus n. Then similarly m1 y2, m1 is 1 into y2 is 2. So 1 into 2 plus m2 into y1, m2 is 3, y1 is 6. So 3 into 6 by m1 plus m2. So E becomes 8 plus 12, so 20 by 4, comma, this is 2 plus 18, that is also 20 by 4, right? So you get your points as 20 by 4, comma, sorry, this is not 20, this is 19, no, 7 plus 12 is 19 by 4. 19 by 4, comma, 7 times 1 is 7 plus 12 is 19 by 4, comma, 20 by 4. So this is your point E. Now we know the three vertices. A, D, E. A we know, D we know, E we know. So we'll find the area of the triangle. So A is 4, comma 6. D is 13 by 4, comma 23 by 4. And E is 19 by 4, comma 20 by 4. Now we need to find the area of the triangle ADC. So area of triangle ADE is given by half of x1 into y2 minus y3 plus x2 into y3 minus y1 plus x3 into y1 minus y2. That is equal to half of x1. x1 is this, we take this as x1. This we can take it as x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3. So x1 is 4. We could have put this also as 5. 20 by 4 is 5, but we are keeping it as 4. Since everything has 4, we'll keep it as 4. Now 4 into x1 into y2 minus y3. y2 is 23 by 4 minus 20 by 4 plus y2 is 23, y3 is 20 by 4. This is y2 is 23 by 4, y3 is 20 by 4 plus x2 is 13 by 4 into y3 is 20 by 4 minus y1 is 6 plus x3 is 19 by 4 into y1 minus y2, 6 minus 23 by 4. So now if you simplify this, you get 1 by 2 of 4 into 23 minus 20 by 4 is 3 by 4 plus 13 by 4 into 20 by 4 is 5. 5 minus 1 is minus 1. 5 minus 6 is minus 1 plus 19 by 4 into 6 minus 23 by 4 will become 24 minus 23, 1 by 4. To do the fraction addition, you get 6 minus 23 by 4 is 1 by 4. So now if you simplify this further, so we see this 4 gets cancelled. So you get 1 by 2 of 3, this is minus 13 plus this is 19 by 16. Right? So if you simplify this further, you get 1 by 2 of 3 minus 13 is minus 10 plus 19 by 16. Minus 10 plus 19 by 16. Right? So if you try to simplify this further, fine. So if you observe here, I think, sorry, this should be minus 4. 13 times 1 is 13 by 4. This is 13 by 4. So if you try to do the fraction addition, so this is minus 13 by 4. So you get 1 by 2 of, so LCM we can take it as 16. So you get 3 by 1. So 16 into 16 is into 16. So 48 minus this is into 4 minus 52 plus 19. So that gives you 1 by 2 of 48 plus 19, or 48 minus 52 is minus 4 plus 19 is 15 by 16. So that gives you 15 by 32 square units. 15 by 32 square units, that is the area of the triangle ADE. That is the area of the triangle ADE. Now we should find the area of the triangle ABC. We should write so I'll write it here. We are running out of space. So area of triangle ABC is, again we'll use the formula, half of x1 into y2 minus y3 plus x2 into y3 minus y1 plus x3 into y1 minus y2. Fine. Now if we substitute that, so that is equal to 1 by 2 of x1. So we'll take this as x1 y1. This is x2 y2. We'll take this as x3 by 3. Now let's apply. So that is y x1. X1 is 4 into y2 minus y3. y2 is 5, y3 is 2. So 5 minus 2 plus x2. x2 is 1. 1 into y3 minus y1. y3 minus y1 is 2 minus 6. 2 minus 6 plus x3. x3 is 7 into y1 minus y2. So y1 is 6, y2 is 5. So 6 minus 5. So that gives you 1 by 2 of 4 into 5 minus 3 is 5 minus 2 is 3 plus this is minus 4. So plus 1 into minus 4 plus 7 into 1. So that gives you 1 by 2 of 4 3s are 12 minus 4 plus 7. That gives you 1 by 2 of, right? So if you simplify this, you get 8. 8 plus 1 is 15 by 15. 15, that's it, 15. So you get it as 15 by 2 square units. 15 by 2 square units. That is the area of the triangle ABC. Now what they said? They said compare the area of the triangle ADE with area of the triangle ABC. Now we need to compare these two. If you compare these two, so we'll say area of triangle ADE. By compare means we need to find the ratio. Area of triangle ABC will be equal to, this is 15 by 32 by area of triangle ABC is 15 by 2. If you simplify this, right, 15 15 goes up, 2 goes up, you get 2 by 32. You get 2 by 32, that is equal to 1 by 16. That is equal to 1 by 16. So the ratio is 1 is to 16. Ratio is 1 is to 16. The ratio of the triangle ADE and ABC is 1 is to 16. 1 is to 16. And if you recall the theorem 6.2 and 6.6 in your textbook, which is in the triangles chapter, you will see that 6.2 is the basic proportionality theorem, BPT, and 6.6 is the theorem which talks about the relationship between the sides of the triangle and area of the triangle. Sides of the triangle and area of the triangle. So what it says is, if you are if the triangle, so we can prove that the triangles are similar. We can prove that the triangles are similar, and then when the triangles are similar, then we can also say that their ratio of the areas of two similar triangles is equal to the square of the ratio of their corresponding sides. That is your theorem 6.6 in your textbook. So you can just check those two theorems, wherein one theorem 6.1 or 6.2 is about BPT, basic proportionality theorem. That will say that your DE are the converse of BPT. Converse of BPT will say that DE is parallel to BC. BPT is basic proportionality theorem. Once you said that DE is parallel to BC, then we can prove that these two triangles are similar. The full triangle ABC and the small triangle ADC are similar. When two triangles are similar, then the ratio of their areas will be equal to the square of the ratio of their corresponding sides. Anyway, so here we need to find the area of the triangle ADE and triangle ABC and then compare the ratio. The ratio is 1 is to 16, right? So all of you can, so that will be basically equal to square of this. Once you prove that these two triangles are similar, then the ratio of their area will be equal to square of this, which will be square of 1 by 4, which is 1 by 16. That's what we actually got it here, right? So all of you can pause the video and take the notes. We'll go to the next question, which is question number 7. So seventh question. So seventh question says that ABC are vertices of a triangle ABC. So A is, so we'll draw a triangle. So this is A, this is B, and this is C. An area, this is 4, 2, and this is 6, 5, and this vertex is 1, 4. Now the median from A meets BC at D. Find the coordinate of D. There are 4 subdivisions, 4 questions that we need to answer. First is the median from A meets BC at D. So which means we are drawing a median from A. Median is what? If you take the midpoint of these two and if you join, that is called as median. Median means the line segment joining the midpoint of one side to its opposite vertex. That is called as median. So this AD is the median. So which means D is the midpoint of BC. D is the midpoint of BC and we are asked to find the coordinate of D. That is the first question. Right? And also find the coordinate of the point P on AD such that AP by PD is equal to 2:1. We should find another point P on AD such that if you take the point P is here, this AP, this is 2:1. AP by PD is equal to 2/1. So that is also given. Now we should find the coordinate of point P. Find the coordinate of point P. So we'll go one by one. So solution is, we'll answer the first question, first part of 7th one. First question is we should find the coordinate of point D. So D is the midpoint of BC because AD is the median. When AD is the median, D is the midpoint of BC. So what is D midpoint formula is what? The coordinate D will be x1 plus x2 by 2 comma y1 plus y2 by 2. So if you use the midpoint formula, so x1 plus, so this is your x1, so we can take this as x1 y1 x2 y2. Now x1 plus x2 by 2, so 6 plus 1 by 2, so 6 plus 1 by 2 comma y1 plus y2 by 2. Y1 is 5, y2 is 4, so 5 plus 4 by 2. So you get D as 7 by 2 comma 9 by 2. The D is 7 by 2 comma 9 by 2. So this is your point D, which is the midpoint of B and C. Now we have to find the point P, which divides AD in the ratio AP by PD is 2:1. So also second part is P divides, what is given? P divides AD in the ratio 2:1. 2:1. Now we need to find the coordinate of P. What is point P? Point P divides AD in the ratio 2:1. Right? That is given in the question. Now we should find the coordinates of point P. Now what is the coordinate of point P? The point P is given by the section formula. So we can write the section formula. So by section formula, what we have? By section formula, what we have point P is, right? So if you take this as M1 and this as M2, and if you take this as X1, Y1, this as this point we know, we found it 7 by 2 comma 9 by 2. If you take this as X2, Y2, the section formula gives it as, so this is a ratio M1 is to M2, so it is M1 X2 plus M1 M2 X1 by M1 plus M2 comma M2 M1 Y2 plus M1 Y2 plus M2 Y1 by M1 plus M2. So we have to apply the section formula. This is a section formula where M1 and M2 is the ratio in which P divides the line segment AD. Now if you substitute that, so our point P becomes P of M1 X2. M1 is 2 into X2. X2 is 7 by 2. So 2 into 7 by 2 plus M2 X1. M2 is 1. X1 is 4. So 1 into 4 plus 1 into 4 by M1 plus M2. 1 plus, 2 plus 1. Right? M1 plus M2, comma, then M1. M1 is what again? M1 is 2 into Y2. Y2 is 9 by 2. So 2 into 9 by 2 plus, right, M2 Y1. M2 is 2. Y1 is Y2. M1 Y2. M1 is 2. Y2 is 9 by 2 plus M2. M2 is 1 into Y1. Y1 is 2. So 1 into 2. 1 into 2 by M1 plus M2. So 2 plus 1. So if you simplify this, you get P as 2 will go. Here also 2 will go. So 7 plus 4 is 11 by 3, comma, this is 9 plus 2 ones are 2, that is also 11 by 3. So your P will be 11 by 3 comma 11 by 3. 11 by 3 comma 11 by 3. So that is your coordinate of P. So we have answered the second question. The third question says, find the coordinate of point Q and R on the median BE and CF respectively such that BQ is to QE equal to 2 is to 1 and CR is to RF is equal to 2 is to 1. And the fourth question is, what do you observe? Now another median, we are going to draw another median BE. Suppose BE goes here, this is E. Now another point Q, so the Q is here, suppose this is Q. Actually it will lay on P because this becomes the centroid of the triangle. That's what we are trying to prove. All the medians of the triangle are concurrent. Medians of the triangle are concurrent, and that point where all the three medians meet, that is called the centroid of the triangle. Centroid of the triangle. Suppose Q is the point which divides BE in the ratio 2 is to 1, and E is the midpoint of AC because BE is the median. So second part is, or the third part to the question is, BE is the median, then E is the midpoint of AC. E is the midpoint of AC. So our E is given by the midpoint formula. What the midpoint formula says? X1 plus x2 by 2, y1 plus y2 by 2. Right? So if you put that, so x1 plus x2 by 2, comma y1 plus y2 by 2. So here we must take this as x1, y1, and this should be x2, y2. Because here D is the midpoint of, so you should take one as x1, y1, this as x2, y2. So if you apply that, your E becomes x1 plus x2. So 4 plus 1 by 2, comma 2 plus 4 by 2. 2 plus 4 by 2. So that gives you E as 5 by 2, comma 6 by 2. So which is your E of 5 by 2, comma 3. So point E is what? 5 by 2, comma 3. 5 by 2, comma 3. Now our Q divides. Q is the point which divides BE in the ratio 2 is to 1. So what they have given? They have given is BQ by QE equal to 2 by 1. BQ by QE equal to 2 by 1. Now which means Q divides, the point Q divides BE in the ratio 2 is to 1. 2 is to 1. Now if you take this as M1, this as M2, and this should be your x1, y1, and this is your x2, y2. We have to apply the section formula. So when you take this as M1, this should be x1, y1. And the second, which is M2, means M2 should be closer to x2, y2, M1 should be closer to x1, y1. So don't write M1, M2 like this. If you take this as M1, M2, then this point will be x1, y1, this will be x2, y2. So always you start with x1, y1, then immediately the ratio, that is M1, then M2, then x2, y2. That is the order you should follow. So which means our Q is given by what? Q is again the same section formula. So I'll directly substitute in the section formula. That what it says, M1. So here M1 is 2, M2 is 1 for this point Q, right? So I will probably erase these so that don't get confused with these M1, M2. So this is your x1, y1, this is your x2, y2. So we'll apply that. So M1, which is 2 into x2, x2 is 5 by 2, plus M2 is 1 into x1, x1 is 6 by M1 plus M2, comma, the next one is M1 y2 is into 6. Now M1 y2, M1 is 2 into y2, y2 is 3, so 2 into 3, plus M2 is 1 into y1, M2 is 1 into y1, y1 is, sorry, M1 is 2 into y2, y2 is 3, m1 y2 plus m2 into y1, 1 into 5 by m1 plus m2. So you 2 will get cancelled. You get q of 5 plus 6 is 11 by 3 comma 6 plus 5 is 11 by 3. So here also you get q as 11 by 3 comma 11 by 3, which means your q is same as p. That's why I put the q on top of p, because it will. So similarly, if you find the another median CF and there is another point R, so this becomes your R, which divides the median CF in the ratio 2:1. So this is 2. CR by RF is 1. 2:1. Then we should find the coordinate of R. So to find the coordinate of R, we should find the coordinate of F. And F is what? F is the midpoint of AB. Now we should again apply the midpoint formula for these two to find F. Right? So if you do that, what do we get? So next one is, we'll find B. CF is the median, which means F is the midpoint of AB, and F is given by again the midpoint formula, which is x1 plus x2 by 2, y1 plus y2 by 2. So we'll write here, so x1 plus x2 by 2 comma y1 plus y2 by 2. Then what we get? So F is f of x1 plus x2 by 2. So you should take this x1 y1, this is x2 y2. We'll take this as x2 y2 now. x2 y2. So x1 plus x2 by 2. So 4 plus 6 by 2. So x1 is 4 plus 6 by 2. Comma y1 2 plus 5 by 2. 2 plus 5 by 2. So that gives you your f as 10 by 2 comma 7 by 2. So which means your f is 5 comma 7 by 2. 5 comma 7 by 2. Now we know the point f. F is 5 comma 7 by 2. Now we shall find what is R. This R divides the line segment CF in the ratio 2:1. So we'll take this as M1, this as M2. I'll erase these 2's and 1's. So the ratio is M1 is to M2. This is 2:1. We'll call this as x1 y1 and this as x2 y2. So always the point which is very close to the ratio M1 is x1 y1, the one which is close to M2 is x2 y2. That's how we should take. Now what do we get here? Now what we get is, so Q divides, no, R, this point is R now. R divides CF in the ratio 2:1. R divides CF, the median CF, the ratio 2:1. So R is given by, again we can use a section formula, which is this, M1 x2 plus M2 x1 by M1 plus M2. So here again this is M1, this is M2, x1 y1, x2 y2. We'll apply this. So M1 is 2 into x2, x2 is 5. So 2 into 5 plus M2 x1, M2 is 1 into x1, x1 is 1. So 1 into 1 by M1 plus M2, 2, comma M1 y2, M1 is 2, y2 is 7 by 2, 2 into 7 by 2 plus M1, M2 y1, M2 is 1, y1 is 4, so 1 into 4 by M1 plus M2. So we get R as 10 plus 1, 11 by 3, comma 2 will go, 7 plus 4, 11 by 3. So what do we observe? We got our P, Q and R. All the three are one and the same point. And this point is called the centroid of the triangle G. So we'll say P, Q and R coincide. Therefore, medians are concurrent. What is the meaning of concurrent? They all meet at a point. Concurrent means all the three medians, AD, BE and CF, all the three meet at the same point. That's why we call that as concurrent. Medians are concurrent, right? And the point of intersection of all medians is called as centroid of the triangle. Centroid of the triangle. Centroid, the point of intersection of all medians is called as centroid of the triangle. So basically the point that we found, which is 11 by 3, 11 by 3, is basically the centroid of the triangle. Basically the centroid of the triangle. So that's what, and we know that the centroid of the triangle divides the median in the ratio 2:1. Centroid of the triangle divides the median, any median, in the ratio 2:1. Right? So we answered, this is your first, second, third, right? And the fourth is the observation. What do you observe? That was the fourth question. So what do you observe? We observe that all the 3 points are same. They are coincident. This is your fourth part of the answer. Fourth is P, Q, R. All the 3 coincide, and that is called a centroid of the triangle. Right? So all of you can copy this, and all of you can pause the video and take the notes. 7th problem has not completed. We have to answer the 5th part. 5th part is, I'll erase this and solve the 5th point for the 7th question. So the 5th part is, they say that if ABC has vertices, find the coordinates of the centroid of the triangle. Now this is your, suppose if ABC is your A is x1, y1, and B is x2, y2, and our C is x3, y3. Now what should be, suppose if AD is the median, T is the median, and suppose this point is G is the centroid and divides the median in the ratio 2:1. We have to find the coordinate of centroid of the triangle. If suppose A is x1, y1, B is x2, y2, C is x3, y3 are the vertices of the triangle ABC, we have to find the coordinate of the centroid of the triangle. So we'll draw median AD, and we know that if G is the centroid of the triangle, then centroid of the triangle we divide the median in the ratio 2:1. Right? Centroid will always divide the median in the ratio 2:1. So using this, we should find the coordinate of G. G is the centroid of the triangle. So we'll say let G be the centroid of this triangle. Centroid of the triangle ABC. And we know G divides, we know that centroid of a triangle divides the medians in the ratio 2:1. Divide the median, any median, in the ratio 2:1, which means G divides, therefore G divides median AD in the ratio 2:1. In the ratio 2:1. Now we should find the coordinate of G. To find the coordinate of G, we should find the coordinate of D. And D is the midpoint of BC because AD is the median. AD is the median. So D is the midpoint. D is the midpoint of BC because AD is the median. If AD is the median, then D will become the midpoint of BC. So what is D? As per our second formula is our midpoint formula, x1 plus x2 by 2, y1 plus y2 by 2. Okay. Right? So which means if D is the midpoint, means it is actually this plus this by 2. This is x. We take this as x1. Don't get confused with this x1, y1. So for the formula, midpoint is what? You have to add these two, x2 plus x3, x2 plus x3 by 2, y2 plus y3 by 2, y2 plus y3 by 2. So that is the midpoint. D point is given by this. The general formula is x1 plus x2 by 2 comma y1 plus y2 by 2. If this is x1 y1 x2 y2, then we'll use that formula x1 plus x2 by 2 comma y1 plus y2 by 2. So here it is x2, this coordinate plus this coordinate, x2 plus x3 by 2. So this is x3 comma y2 plus y3 by 2. So this is, so a coordinate D is what? x2 plus x3 by 2 comma y2 plus y3 by 2. That is your coordinate D. Now we know the D. Now we need to again apply section formula to find the value point G. Right? So what we know, we'll write here what we know or what we have basically. So G, so our point A is x1 comma y1 and our point D is this one x2 plus x3 by 2 comma y2 plus y3 by 2. Now what is the point G? So G divides AD in the ratio 2:1. So this is your M1, this is your M2, and this is your x1 y1. Take this as x2 y2. So this is your, we take this as x1 y1. This is your x2 y2 for the section formula, and the ratio is 2:1. So M1 is 2, M2 is M1 is 2, M2 is 1. So by section formula, so G divides, I'm again in writing AD in the ratio 2:1. Therefore, by section formula, what we have is G is given by, I'm writing the actual general, the general section formula is that M1 x2 plus M2 x1 by M1 plus M2, comma M1 y2 plus M2 y1 by M1 plus M2. That is G of, now we'll substitute. So M1 is what? M1 is 2, right? So 2 into x2. x2 is this one. This is x2. This is your x2. So M1 into x2. This is your x2. Right? Where here x2. Take this x1 y1. This is x2 y2. So that is x2 plus x3 by 2. So M1 into x2. x2 is this. Plus M2. M2 is 1 into x1. x1 is x1 only. By 2 plus 1. M1 plus M2. M1 is 2. M2 is 1. So M1 plus M2. Comma M1 into M1 is 2 again. M1 is 2 into Y2. Y2 is this one. Y2 plus Y3 by 2. Comma, that is your Y2. This whole thing is Y2. Take the x1, Y1, x2, Y2. So this whole thing is Y2. Don't get confused with this Y2. Right? And this Y2. So this whole thing we are calling it as Y2. So 2 into Y2 plus M1. M1 is 1 into Y1. Y1 is Y1 by M1 plus M2. So that gives you G of this 2 will get cancelled, this 2 will get cancelled. So you will get x1 plus x2 plus x3. So you will get x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3, comma y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3. So y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3. So this is the formula, or this is the centroid of the triangle. If three vertices are x1 y1, x2 y2 and x3 y3, then the centroid G of the triangle is given by, right, x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3 comma y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3. This can also be taken as the formula to find the centroid of the triangle. This can also be taken as formula to find the centroid of the triangle. So this is your centroid G, centroid equal to G of x, G of the coordinate of G is this. Fine. So all of you can pause the video and take the notes. We'll go to the next problem. So this completes the 7th problem. I'll go to the next problem, 8th problem. Okay. Now, eighth one is ABCD is a rectangle. So we have ABCD, which is a rectangle. A, B, C, and D. So A is -1 comma -1, and B is given as -1 comma 4, and C is given as 5 comma 4, and D is given as 5 comma -1. P, Q, R are midpoints of AB, BC, CD, and DA. So which means P is the midpoint of AB. This is P. And Q is the midpoint of BC. That is Q. And for CD, R is the midpoint. And S is the midpoint of DA. Is this quadrilateral PQRS a square, a rectangle, or a rhombus? Justify your answer. Now if you join these two, the P, Q, R, and S are midpoints of AB, BC, CD, and DA respectively. Now if you join all of them, PQ, PQRS. The question is this PQRS a rhombus or a square or a rectangle? What is this? So to decide whether PQRS is a square or rectangle or rhombus, we should check whether the length of all the four sides are equal. Basically, we need to find the side PQ, QR, RS, and SP. So we can find these length PQ, QR, RS, and SP if you know these vertices PQRs. So first is we should find the vertices PQ, R, and S. Its solution is PQRS is a quadrilateral. It's a quadrilateral. Now we must find the vertices of the quadrilateral PQRS. Now P is the midpoint of AB. Now what will be the P point? P coordinate will be x1 plus x2 by 2. That is the midpoint formula. y1 plus y2 by 2. That is the midpoint formula. So your P will be x1 plus x2. Take this as x1, y1, x2, y2. So if you do this, -1 plus -1 by 2. So -1 plus -1 by 2, x1 plus x2 by 2, comma y1. y1 is -1 plus 4 by 2. x1 plus x2 by 2, comma y1 plus y2 by 2. So this is y1. Now what we get? P of -1 is -2 by 2, comma this is 3 by 2. So your P is -1 comma 3 by 2. That is the coordinate of point P. Fine. Now we should find the point Q. Now we must find the point Q. Now Q is the midpoint of BC. Now Q is the midpoint of BC. Q is the midpoint of the side BC. So we can find Q using the midpoint formula. So Q point is, again we will apply x1 plus x2 by 2. So Q is the midpoint of BC. So x1 plus x2 by 2. We'll take this as x1 by 1, x2 by 2. So you get, so -1 plus 5 by 2, x1 plus x2 by 2, then y1 plus y2, 4 plus 4 by 2, comma 4 plus 4 by 2. So you get Q as 4 by 2, comma 8 by 2, which means Q is 2 comma 4. So point Q is 2 comma 4. So we have found point Q also. Now we'll find R, point R. R is the midpoint of CD. So R is given by, again we have to apply x1 plus x2 by 2. So we can take any one as x1. So 5 plus 5. So we will take this as x1 y1 x2 by 2. So x1 plus x2 5 by 2, comma y1 4 plus y2 is -1 by 2. So you get R as 5 plus 5, 10 by 2 is 5, comma 4 minus 1, 3 by 2. That is your R. Again Q, PQR, S. Last one is S. This S. S is the midpoint of AD. S is the midpoint of AD. Now what is the midpoint of AD means? We will find the point S as x1 plus x2 by 2. We can take anyone as x1, y1, x2 by 2. So we'll take this as x1, y1, x2 by 2. So x1 5 plus y x2. So x1 plus x2 is minus 1 by 2, comma y1 is minus 1 plus y2 is also minus 1 by 2. So you get s of, this is 5 minus 1 is 4 by 2, comma minus 2 by 2. You get s of 2 comma minus 1. That is your point S. That is your point S, which is the midpoint of AD. Which is your midpoint of AD. So now we have found the points P, Q, R and S. Now we can find the distances between those points, right? Now if you find the distance, what do we get? Let's find what is the distance PQ. Let's find PQ. Let's try to find the distance. So we can write we can list all the points. We can list all the points. The points are P of minus 1 comma 3 by 2 and Q is 2 comma 4. That is your Q. And your R is 5 comma 3 by 2. 5 comma 3 by 2 and your S is 2 comma minus 1. So we listed all the 4 points. Now we'll find what is PQ, QR, RS and everything. So what is PQ? PQ is the distance formula. Square root of, we'll apply the distance formula. We'll take distance between these two. We'll take this x2. x2 minus x1. So 2 minus minus 1, the whole square, plus y2 minus y1. y2 is 4, minus y1 is 3 by 2, the whole square. So if you evaluate this, so what do we get? So PQ becomes square root of 2 plus 1, 3 square. 3 square is 9 plus 4 minus 1 by 2 is 5 by 2 the whole square. 4 minus 3 by 2 is 5 by 2. So that gives you square root of 9 plus 5 by 2 the whole square is 25 by, or I can write this as 3 square. 2 plus 1 is 3 square. Then 3 square is 9 plus 5 by 25 by 4. Now if you do this, what do we get? 36. Square root of 36 plus 25 by 4. That is equal to square root of 61 by 4. That is 61, square root of 61 by 2. That is your PQ. That is your PQ. Now similarly, if you find QR, so similarly you can find, you can do that as yourself. So QR, if you find the QR, distance between QR, you will again get square root of 61 by 2. You can apply the distance formula between these two, you will get this. Similarly, if you find RS, RS also will give you square root of 61 by 2. Again, if you find PS, distance between, so PQ is also root of 61 by 2. QR is also root of 61 by 2. And RS is also root of 61 by 2. Then PS, if you find, that will also give you, your PS will also be square root of 61 by 2. Square root of 61 by 2. So we will observe that PQ, so we will say that PQ is equal to QR is equal to RS is equal to PS. So all the 4 sides are equal. So all the 4 sides are equal. Each one of them is root of 61 by 2 units. All are units. Units, root of 61 by 2 units, root of 61 by 2, root of 61. So when all the 4 sides are equal, then either PQRS is a rhombus or square. It's not a, definitely it's not a rectangle, because we can also call it a rectangle, but in addition to that, it is either qualifies to be a square or a rhombus. To check whether it's a square or a rhombus, we have to find the length of the diagonals. Let's find what is the length of the diagonals, which means we should find PR and SQ. So let's find what is PR. Let's try to find the distance between PR. What is PR? The square root of P is this, R is this. We'll apply the distance formula between these two. This is x2. So x2 minus x1, minus of minus 1 is plus 1, the whole square, plus y2, 3 by 2, minus y1, that is 3 by 2, the whole square. So that will give you square root of 5 plus 1 is 6 square plus 3 by 2 minus 3 by 2 is 0 square. you'll get 6. That is PR. So PR is 6 units. The diagonal PR. Now let's try to find the diagonal QS or SQ. QS. So QS will be square root of, again we should apply the distance formula between this and this. So we'll take this as x1. This is x1 y1, x2 y2. So x2 minus x1, which means 2 minus 2 the whole square, plus y2 is minus 1 minus 4. Minus 1 minus 4 the whole square. That is equal to y2 minus y1 the whole square. That will give you square root of, this is 0 square plus this is minus 5 the whole square, which is square root of 25, which is 5. So your QS equal to 5 units. So your PR is 6 units and your QS is 5 units, which means the diagonals are not equal. The PR is not equal to QS. The PR is not equal to QS because this is your PR, this is your QS. Your PR is not equal to QS. When the diagonals are not equal, then it's not a square. For the quadrilateral to be a square, all the 4 sides should be equal and diagonals also should be equal. Here only the 4 sides are equal, the diagonals are not equal, therefore it's not a square, therefore it's a rhombus. Therefore PQRS is a rhombus. It's a rhombus. PQRS is a rhombus. So that's the final answer. Fine. So all of you, so you can do this. You need to find QR, you need to find RS, you need to find PS, you need to apply the distance formula between Q and R to find QR, then R and S to find RS, then between P and S to find PS or SP, whatever. You can apply the similar distance formula like this, and you can get the length of each of the sides, and all the 4 will be equal, and the diagonals are not equal. Therefore, PQRS is a rhombus. Fine. So all of you can pause the video and take the notes. I will stop the session here. You can watch my next video for the continuation of the rest of the chapter. So with this, we complete the coordinate geometry chapter. So this completes the coordinate geometry chapter. You can watch my next videos for the other chapters. Thank you for watching. See you all in the next video. Thank you again. Bye.